Sports Showcase, only on MSG Varsity. Another Optimum exclusive.
MSG Varsity presents High School Sports Showcase from Cardinal Spellman in the Bronx. The Pilots host the Comets of St. Catherine. Hello, everyone. Rich Ackerman along with Julianne Vianney. And Julianne, for St. Catherine, it's been a difficult season, but they've been getting through it because it's about building for the future. They have 4 terrific freshmen who show great potential, including today's starting pitcher, Diamond Villegas.
Diamond Villegas is throwing 55 miles per hour, and she is only a freshman leading the squad. She is the energy and has the strong arm on the mound that will really cause this team to be successful if they're going to win today.
Like St. Catherine, Cardinal Spellman has had the injury bug hit them pretty hard lately, but they've been getting through it, and one reason why is the leadership of Victoria Quinones.
Victoria Quinones is definitely the leader. She's batting over 700. She hits the ball in all parts of the field. She's got phenomenal arm strength, and she guns out runners wherever she plays.
And today she's behind the plate, shifting from third base. A beautiful day here in the Bronx for softball. First pitch between St. Catherine and Cardinal Spellman coming up next on MSG Varsity.
On March 25th, 2000, I lost my best friend Louis Acampora on the lacrosse field. Louis passed away of sudden cardiac arrest. Had a defibrillator been there on the field that day, Louis would still be with us today. Please visit la12.org to find out more about placing AEDs in your schools and on the playing fields. Thank you.
A beautiful day in the Bronx for softball between Cardinal Spellman and St. Catherine's, and we're set to get underway momentarily. So right now, let's check the lineup for the Comets of St. Catherine, and they start this way for head coach Ro Belluzzi in her 7th season. Works along with her daughter Ashley, who's in her 3rd year as her assistant. And here's the starting lineup today for the Comets of St. Catherine. Michelle Diller leads off at second. The catcher Jen Martz hits second. Bianca Richards hits third and plays third. The pitcher Diamond Villegas in the cleanup spot. Spanky Rosso at shortstop hitting 5th. In center and batting 6th is Lexus Betancourt. Kylie Negron in right field hitting 7th. Sierra Silver in left hitting 8th. And hitting 9th is the first baseman, Caitlin Toro. And they'll be facing Joanna Guerra, who comes in today as a replacement for the injured Tiffany Rondon, who suffered a hairline fracture of her leg a week ago. So Guerra made her varsity debut yesterday, and a sharp one, and maybe a blessing in disguise for the Pilots as they're able to find another pitcher here down the stretch. This is the defensive alignment for the Pilots of Cardinal Spellman. Olivia O'Farrell at first, Sierra Dalmau at second, Monica Muffaletto the shortstop, and Christine Quinones, Victoria's twin sister, at third. Lauren Lugo in left, Laura McCaffrey in center, and Janika Vasquez in right. For the Pilots of Cardinal Spellman, our home plate umpire today is Luis Hernandez, and he yells batter up. So Michelle Diller set to step in. Daytime temperature in the mid-70s. Could not be any nicer, Julianne.
Certainly could not have picked a better day to play softball.
And first pitch taken low, ball 1. Diller, a great personality, high on base percentage. And she looks at ball 2. As evidenced by the first 2 pitches, has a decent eye. Very patient at the plate. The 2-0 delivery. And in there for strike 1.
She's also very quick on her feet, so batting first, that's very good for them.
Perhaps some of it comes from being a martial arts expert. And that one fouled right back above us. 2-2.
Martial arts, 13 years. She has a black belt. I do not want to see her in an alleyway anywhere, Rich.
You take her on first. The 2-2 pitch. And called strike 3, 1 down. So after the first 2 pitches out of the strike zone, Guerra comes back with 3 straight and gets Diller looking to start things off.
Joanne Guerra had a really nice arm motion and whipped it in, got it right over the plate very easily.
That'll bring up Jen Martz, the catcher, who did not play a year ago after transferring from Preston, and takes the first pitch and on the ground to short. Over to first, just like that, 2 down. Nice play by Monica Muffaletto to get it over Olivia O'Farrell. So 2 out. Strikeout and a ground out, and here's the third baseman, Bianca Richards. One of the terrific freshmen in this lineup. Shows bunt, but pulls back. Ball 1.
Coach Beluzzi says Bianca Richards never misses a practice and works very hard.
And 2-0 to the freshman third baseman. That's one thing that a lot of these freshmen have in common for this team, and one reason why Ro Beluzzi is so excited about the future. They all work hard. They're all very quiet. They take direction well, and Richards epitomized that. And that one just caught the corner, 2-1.
It really is so important to have players that work hard, especially players that are so young, because you can look forward to the future.
And that one just high. 3-1 to Richards, who's described by Beluzzi as the best hitter on the team. And there's a look at Ashley Beluzzi, Ro's daughter, as we mentioned before. 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Payoff pitch taken high, ball 4. So the first misstep for Joanne Guerra in this first, after she did a great job of retiring Michelle Diller, striking her out and getting Jen Martz to ground the first pitch to short. A 2-out walk to Bianca Richards, and that brings up Diamond Villegas. Big jump, but Richards holds.
1 ball, no strikes.
Diamond Villegas batting 4th is their Energizer Bunny, described by Coach Beluzzi.
Big presence at the plate. She fouls that one back out of play. 1-1. Also just a freshman. We get a new ball, and Victoria Quinones goes to work, scuffs it up a little. Give it that dirt feel. Sometimes those new balls could be just a little slick.
That's right. It's like when you have the old glove. The old glove is really nice.
And that one gets away from Quinones, and moving up a base is Richards. So a 2-out walk, and now a person in scoring position in Bianca Richards.
It's really important Guerra just gets it over the plate here. She doesn't really want to start off getting another walk or, in the first inning.
3-1 to Villegas.
3 balls, 1 strike.
2 out. Runner on second. Diamond Villegas at the plate. The 3-1 pitch lifted in the air to right. Coming on is Vasquez, and makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits, 1 left on base. Cardinal Spellman coming to bat when we come back. For first time, as they'll be facing Diamond Villegas on a beautiful day, and the head coach of the Pilots is Dan Crane in his 14th year at the school. A man who's here year-round. Football in the fall, softball in the spring, and does a great job with both. And here's the batting order today for the Pilots. Joanne Guerra, the pitcher, leads off, followed by the shortstop, Monica Muffaletto. Victoria Quinones hitting 3rd and catching. Her twin sister, Christine, is in the cleanup spot at 3rd base. Lauren Lugo hitting 5th in left field. Olivia O'Farrell, the first baseman, hitting 6th. Janica Vasquez in right, hitting 7th. And Laura McCaffrey in center, hitting 8th. And the DH is Stephanie Amaya. And they'll be facing Diamond Villegas, just a freshman, but off to a great start. Emulates Johan Santana. Not a bad person to pattern yourself after. And has really stepped in, and as you mentioned when she was at bat in the first inning, just an Energizer Bunny, keeps everybody loose. And here's who she has behind her today defensively. At first base, Caitlin Toro. Michelle Diller at second, Spanky Rosso at short, and Bianca Richards at 3rd. In the outfield, Lexus Betancourt in center. Sierra Silver in left, and Kelly Negron in right. And leading off is the pitcher, Joanne Guerra, who shows bunt and takes a strike.
Joanne Guerra called a little bit by her coach, by Coach Dan Crane, because she's so small.
Standing tall though on the mound through the first half inning.
She plays big, that's for sure.
She got called up in an emergency situation from the JV team. Was not looked out of place at all. And she actually could have made the varsity in the spring to start the season. And she looks at ball 3. But head coach Dan Crane said he didn't want to strip the JV and figured she'd get the experience down there. But then they muted her when Tiffany Rondon got hurt, suffering a fractured leg. The 3-1 pitch taken high, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Guerra starts things off for the Pilots. So that'll bring to the plate the shortstop and captain, Monica Muffaletto.
One thing about Diamond Villegas is we have to remember that she's only a freshman. So Coach Beluzzi was saying she's just learning pitches, all the different types and styles that there are.
She shows bunt, pitch high and tight, runner goes, throw is high, and safe at second is Guerra. So the Pilots aggressive on the base paths early, taking advantage of that leadoff walk. Guerra now in scoring position. Muffaletto looks at a strike, 1-1.
Coach Dan Crane says Muffaletto has very good hand-eye coordination. You can imagine how helpful that is at bat.
One reason why she's in the second spot. Usually the good contact hitters are to get that leadoff hitter on and move him over. And Guerra's already moved over via the steal. Now Muffaletto will try to move her up at least another 60 feet and get her in. Right back to the box. Villegas quickly to first, but Toro can't hold on. And it goes an error on the first baseman, and now runners at the corners. And that'll bring to the plate the best hitter on the Pilots, Victoria Quinones, who has great power, hitting over 700 on the year. An RBI opportunity here for Quinones. And that one taken ball 1 as Muffaletto steals second easily. Not even a throw. We'll have to see if the official score rules defensive indifference. The official scoring is stolen base. Grounded to short. Up with it is Russo. On to Toro, but the run comes home. And Muffaletto goes over to third. So Spellman gets on the board on the ground out by Quinones. And it's 1-0 Pilots. So 1 out and a runner on third for Christine Quinones.
Quinones had a nice at bat, good swing. She brought a runner in, which certainly helps their matters.
And I think going to first was the way to go. Could have looked her back, but it's across the diamond. It's a long throw, and to go both ways to try to get the runner at the plate. Get the out here in the first, not put yourself in too big a hole.
It would have been difficult to go home. I think in an early on game like this, you definitely make the easy play, and that was going to first.
Well, Guerra held up until the throw was made, and smartly did so. That one in the dirt, ball 2 for Christine Quinones. High, ball 3, 3-0.
Christine Quinones is a very smart player, according to Coach Dan Crane. She's very steady. She makes up for everything because of her smartness out there.
And just on the corner, strike 1. Lauren Lugo, the left fielder, on deck. Pitch on the ground to short. Russo up with it again. And a strong throw to first. The runner comes home and slides in safely. Muffaletto, nice aggressive base running. And brings across the second run of the inning for Cardinal Spellman. So no RBI on that. but heads up base running.
Muffaletto did a great job on this, hesitating at third and seeing what was going to take place. And then she went and was safe.
Russo did a nice job looking her back, but again, she had to hurry that throw because Quinones was busting it up the line, and the throw just did get her. And Lugo's big swing and a miss, 0-2. But a good throw to the plate as well, but not in time to get Muffaletto, and it's 2-0. So 2 runs come across without a hit. Guerrero led off with a walk, and Muffaletto got on by an error, and both have scored. And that one right at the second baseman. Diller on to first, and that'll do it for the first, but not before 2 runs scored. No hits, none left on, and the nice slide by Monica Muffaletto giving Spellman a 2-0 lead. Welcome back. Getting ready to start the second on a beautiful day here in the Bronx. Cardinal Spellman in front, 2-0 as St. Catherine comes to the plate for the second time. And Spanky Russo will start off the second for the Comets, drilling Alessandro. And swing and a miss at the first pitch, strike one. And you can see her hand is taped, her right hand, and that's because she broke her pinky. Robaluzzi thought it was diving into third. And she fouls one back, 0-2. It's got to be tough to grip the bat, not to mention the ball with a broken pinky.
Breaking your pinky has got to hurt. It's one of those small things that really is a problem. I dislocated my thumb in basketball once, and it was such a nuisance, but I played.
But you had to obviously have trouble holding the ball, and shooting would have been a factor, and I think it's obviously the same way with Spanky Russo. Getting the ball out of her glove and making the throw, and again holding the bat. And this one in the air to right center, and one out as Vasquez makes the catch to retire Russo. So one out, and that'll bring Lexus Betancourt to the plate, sophomore center fielder, who's playing on a softball team for the first time, but no stranger to athletics, playing basketball at St. Catherine. Great athletic ability and instincts. And she looks at strike one.
Lexus Betancourt is another player who really works hard for this Comets squad.
Jammed and popped in the air. And the shortstop Muffaletto makes the catch. A little drama there as she and the second baseman Dalmau got crossed up a little, but Muffaletto hangs on for the second out of the inning.
Good thing she hung on to that one. It bobbled out of her hand. She bobbles the ball a bit. There's almost a collision, but Muffaletto did a good job calling her teammate off.
And this one right back to the box, and it goes easily 1-3. So 1-2-3 inning for Joanne Guerra. No runs, no hits, none left on. After just 7 pitches in the top of the second, we move to the bottom half with Spellman up 2-0. Busy day here at Cardinal Spellman. JV baseball on one end, and at the other, girls softball between St. Catherine and Cardinal Spellman. JV baseball between Spellman and Fordham Prep just directly across from us. So a beautiful day for baseball / softball, and so far the Pilots in this one off to a good start, leading 2-0. And the first baseman Olivia Farrell set to come to the plate to begin the bottom of the second. Luis Hernandez yells batter up, so O'Farrell will step in for the first time from the right side of the plate. Spellman pushed across 2 runs in the first without a hit. O'Farrell coming in at 250 on the season, and she looks at ball one.
O'Farrell is a softball player, and you can tell by her size, she's real tall.
And big swing and miss, 1-1.
One ball, 1 strike.
With the injuries that they've had, or illnesses in this case, O'Farrell getting the start today at first base. And swing and a miss on the outside corner, 1-2. Christine Quinones usually plays first, and her sister Victoria at third. Both Malaya Lambert ill after an asthmatic attack the other day. Victoria went behind the plate. Christine went over to third. And she rips this one to left. Foul ball. Just did hook foul. So the count remains at 1-2.
Coach Dan Crane talks about Olivia O'Farrell and her potential. Her strong swing, unfortunately, did not stay in play. Just foul. Otherwise, that would have been a solid hit.
Just out in front of it by a little. 1-2 to O'Farrell. And swing and a miss. Strike 3 for the first out. O'Farrell goes down swinging, first strike out of the game for Diamond Villegas. And that'll bring Janiqua Vasquez to the plate. The right fielder.
I look at Diamond Villegas as as Coach Belluzzi talks about her as a leader, as only a freshman. That really blows my mind, because usually freshmen are very timid and they don't have a lot of confidence, and here she is leading the squad this year.
Thrown into the fire, and it might be tough for them to handle, but they seem to be better off for it, and this experience will serve them well as they move forward. 1-0 to Vasquez. Swing and miss, 1-1.
Vasquez is going to City College for civil engineering and is in National Honor Society, which is, she's a very bright girl.
Not easy classes, engineering. I know that firsthand. That's why I'm here. 1-2 to Vasquez. Low, 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Engineering would not have been my forte. My mind does not work in that way, Rich. I can tell you that much.
A lot of physics involved.
Yes.
Anything you need to calculate for, I'm out. Inside, 3-2, count full.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
I got through it, and that was the extent of it.
Finishing is sometimes all you need to do, just crossing that finish line.
That's right. Nobody can take it away from high ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Vasquez, and that'll bring up Laura McCaffrey, the center fielder. Second walk issued by Diamond Villegas. And McCaffrey is one of those enigmas. A lot of ability, but Dan Crane said it's come too easily for her. And she shows bunt. Runner stays. 1-0.
Should be interesting to see how aggressive Spellman is in the field as far as stealing bases.
Well, they took advantage of a walk in the first, with Guerra rather taking off and stealing second base. Runner was in motion there, but McCaffrey fouled it off, so it's 1-1. Swing and miss.
They go through 50 bunting drills with Laura McCaffrey at practice to get her to bunt, because bunting is so big in softball, and you saw those first 2 pitches she tried to bunt.
Runner goes, and the throw down, and Vasquez slides in easily. So a runner in scoring position. So twice in as many innings, a runner reaches by a walk and turns it in to get into scoring position on the stolen base. 2-2 to McCaffrey. High ball 3, 3-2. McCaffrey, an outstanding athlete who also plays basketball and volleyball. Her sister played softball here as well at Cardinal Spellman. Payoff pitch in the dirt, ball 4, and runners now on first and second after back-to-back walks. And that'll bring Stephanie Amaya to the plate. So anytime there's been a runner on base, Spellman has been quick to show the bunt, as Dan Crane putting some signals into motion. 0-1 to Amaya. Amaya, the designated hitter, coming in right at the Mendoza line this year, looking to improve that right here. An RBI opportunity for her on second, and that one gets away from March, the catcher, and the runners move up 60 feet.
This is a really important pitch for Diamond Villegas. She doesn't want to get too far behind. she's one of those players that is just beginning, as I mentioned, pitching. So you've got to wonder what's going through her mind, because she's not been in this situation often, whether she gets down on herself or whether she stays really confident.
2-1, and Villegas having trouble finding the strike zone. A pass ball the last pitch, and this one way high out of the strike zone. 2-1 to Amaya. Lofted in the air into short right field, and it lands in between the second baseman and right fielder. In to score comes Vasquez, and to third goes McCaffrey. Both runners were looking to tag, and there was some miscommunication between Diller and Negron. And it goes as a base hit for Stephanie Amaya. 3-0 Spellman. So the order turns over and runner goes, and it goes to shortstop to throw, but that gets away, and another run will cross the plate as McCaffrey comes home. And another throw gets away, so Amaya will move over to third. And plays like this, Julianne, will just extend innings and just eat up a team.
There was absolutely a lot of action that just took place in the infield, and the errors caused that, as you just said, with a run scoring. It's not good for St. Catherine's right now.
Martz does a nice job of blocking it. Couldn't locate it at first, but wasn't a bad idea to go to the shortstop, but put the bluff play on. But the errant throw allowed one to score, and then the throw coming in from the outfield also getting away for the second error, allowing the second run to score. So 2 runs in, 1 out, and a runner on third for Joanne Guerra.
That throw from catcher to second base is definitely got to be there, or it's either there or it's not. It's not an easy throw for some girls.
On 3-0, Guerra takes a strike, so 4 runs in the first inning and a third, and only 1 hit. And the count now full on Guerra.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Payoff pitch, lofted in the air, and the gap in left center, and right there was Betancourt to make the catch, but it was hit so deep, Amaya will score easily, and it's 5-0. Guerra really gave that one a ride, and there wasn't much that Betancourt can do.
Guerra had a solid swing through the infield and out to outfield, but there was a run that was scored even though it was caught, so that was a nice job on her part, getting a piece of the ball.
Does her job. She got more than a piece. She gave it a ride, and it's 5-0 Spellman with Monica Muffaletto at the plate. And she puts this one in the air. The shortstop, Russo, calls and makes the catch for the third out of the inning. But 3 more pilots cross the plate. And after 2, Cardinal Spellman comfortably in front, 5-0. Knows everything about high school sports, and he takes your calls live. But a quick 60 call-in live at 516-224-60-100 Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on MSG Varsity. Right here, it's been all Cardinal Spellman through the first 2, just 1 hit, but 5 runs have come across, and they've taken advantage of errors and walks and have been very aggressive on the base paths. Spellman with 4 stolen bases through the first 2 innings, and the Pilots the 5-0 lead as we start the third. So starting the third inning, and Sierra Silver is the batter, wearing number 2 today, and has changed her uniform from number 1.
Sierra Silva has a scholarship for Hofstra for cheerleading, another for softball. She wants to go to Mount St. Vincent for lacrosse, so there's a whole lot there. She's very energetic.
I guess it's going to be a family decision. They'll sit down, put everything on the table, and we'll see which one wins out.
It's nice to be confused in that area.
Great to have decisions. The 0-2 pitch, and just missing high, 1 and 2. Not a bad little changeup there by Joanne Guerra. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So second strikeout of the day for Joanne Guerra to start the 3rd inning. So 1 out, and Caitlin Toro, the first baseman, comes to the plate. Caitlin Toro, a sophomore, so again part of this bright future at St. Catharines. And she looks at ball 1. Someone with great potential and aggressive. And Robaluzzi says always there, willing and able. Improving at the plate and very patient as well as she looks at ball 2.
Having a fearless player is more than a coach can ask for, and Caitlin Toro is fearless.
2-0 pitch, high, ball 3.
I think Toro will most likely take this pitch with 3 balls and no strikes. It would be wise on her part.
Down 5-0. And in the dirt, ball 4. So Toro works out a 1-out walk and a base runner for the Comets. And that'll bring Michelle Diller up for the 2nd time. She struck out looking to start the game.
In talking to Dan Crane before the game, he had the girls in the batting cages for a while yesterday, really working hard to get their hitting on track.
Strike 1, runner bluffs but stays. Contrasting that is the fact that St. Catharines has a hitting cage but doesn't really have the facility. And complicating matters, Robaluzzi not at the school, so doesn't really have a chance to communicate with her team during the day much. So she's practice time is a big problem. They start, and a couple of days later, they're right into the schedule.
It's amazing how facilities are such a big deal, as you just mentioned with Robaluzzi, because if you look at Cardinal Spellman's field, it's beautiful. It's one of those fields where these girls could be out here every day. And
a huge space just beyond us in center field as Diller looks at ball 2, 2 and 2. Not only is the baseball field beyond us, but also the football field as well. So a multifaceted facility here in the Bronx. Beautiful field, made up of field turf. The wave of the future. Better form of AstroTurf. Easier on the joints and easier to keep up as you take a look. Some stands out in the back. Oh, all missing is a hot dog vendor.
That's right. This is nice ground. I've put it in my living room, Rich.
I think it would be a good look for the apartment. Another walk, the 2nd of the inning. Back-to-back walks, and that'll bring up the catcher Jen Martz. Rich Ackerman, Julianne Vianney from Cardinal Spellman in the Bronx. On a gorgeous day, and so far it's been all Spellman. The Pilots in front by a score of 5-0. So Martz comes to the plate for the 2nd time after grounding the short her first time up. But now 2 runners on with 1 out. Right on the corner, strike 1.
Jen Martz has a good opportunity to get 2 of her runners ahead on the base path.
Nice little Zets here, will get it done. The Zets will have to wait at least another pitch. It's 1-1.
She's waiting for that perfect pitch.
Outside, ball 2.
Jen Martz's favorite baseball team are the Yankees, and her favorite player is Derek Jeter. That's a great team to idolize. I'm a Yankee fan, Rich.
Seems to be a very popular opinion here in the Bronx, and why not? Hey, my idol's Derek Jeter.
Yeah,
and I don't even like the Yankees.
He is some player.
That one fisted the other way, foul. Little inside out swing. Full count. So Silva on 2nd. And Diller on 1st. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2nd strikeout of the inning and 3rd of the game for Joanne Guerra. And the runners have to hold now with 2 outs. Great pitch on 3-2 by Joanne Guerra.
Joanne Guerra really solidly got the ball in, and got the strikeout with a full count, which is very clutch on her part.
Bianca Richards steps in and looks at ball one, but I think it was a smart pitch, though. She didn't have to overpower Martz, and the bunt attempt goes foul, 1-1. But with a 5-0 lead and 2 outs in the inning, take your chances. Just make sure it's a ball that's not going to beat you, and that's exactly what happened. And Martz couldn't put it in play.
Exactly, put it over the plate where it's going to cause the batter to swing at it, and that was the kind of pitch she threw.
She has a good defense behind her. Misses 2-1. Trust your defense a little, but didn't need it there. She recorded the 3rd strikeout of the game. Richards walked her first time up, and big swing and a miss.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bianca Richards is very hard on herself, according to Robaluzzi, which is difficult if you get down in the count.
Swing and a miss. 3rd strikeout of the inning and 4th of the game. And Guerra off to a terrific start as the Comets strand 2. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Spellman up 5-0.
Desk is bringing you the most coverage in the tri-state area. With baseball and softball Tuesdays, where we check out the best action around the bases. Lacrosse takes the field on Thursdays, where we showcase the best games. And Friday is our track and field recap, as we bring you highlights from the top meets. All that and more on the High School Sports Desk, only on MSG Varsity.
For the latest news in high school sports, Jared Greenberg and Shauna Ryan give you all the coverage on High School Sports Desk. High School Sports Desk comes your way weeknights at 7, only on MSG Varsity. So we have a substitution as Kelly Negron comes out. And a beautiful day, as Vin Scully will often say, pull up a chair. And why not? Put on the sunblock, though. It is bright out here, not a cloud in the sky today here at Cardinal Spellman. Big breeze. That's kind of cooled things off just a bit. But I know firsthand here, Julianne, if you don't have the sunblock, you're in trouble.
Not a bad day to get a tan, you're right. But a burn would not feel too good. And it is sunny today.
And Jasmine Vargas comes on to play right field for Kelly Negron. So as Diamond Villegas finishes up her warm-ups here, as we get ready to begin the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Cardinal Spellman with 2 in the 1st and added 3 in the 2nd. The only hit was one that fell between the second base and right fielder in a moment of miscommunication between Negron and Michelle Diller, and Stephanie Amaya came across to score the 5th run of this game with the game's only hit. So Victoria Quinones will start off the bottom half of the 3rd inning. She grounded to short her first time up.
Victoria Quinones is the quieter of the 2 sisters.
Sierra Silver moves behind the plate. And this one line to left for a base hit for Victoria Quinones. Big turn, but she'll hold at first with a leadoff single.
Strong rip to left field for Quinones. A really nice way to start the inning. Base hit.
So twin sister Christine is now at the plate with her sister on first base, and she takes ball 1.
Christine Quinones is the louder of the 2, as I was saying before. It's so interesting to see the dynamics between twin sisters and to have them on the same team. They're fraternal twins, but still.
Very, very competitive. And she looks at a strike. Quinones goes. The throw is there, but she slides in safely as the throw gets away from Russo.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That was a really good job with the center fielder backing up the play because the ball was thrown over second base.
That's stolen base for Spellman. 2-1 on Christine Quinones. High 3-1. Alertly, Silva pops up
3 balls, 1 strike.
and make sure the runner holds. 3-1 to Quinones with Lauren Lugo on deck. And fouled off. Count goes full, 3-2.
Count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Since Quinones is such a smart player, she's going to be careful with this pitch. She has such a good eye.
And that one through the hole, and it goes into left. Quinones will have to hold to third. And the throw went to third, and she goes diving back in. So a single for Christine Quinones. Puts it first and third with no out for Lauren Lugo. Lugo grounded to second, her first time up.
A strong swing for Quinones, driving it through the infield, moving her player to third base.
And Quinones takes off. Nice job by Silva to keep it from going to the backstop. It's now second and third, 6th stolen base for Spellman.
Spellman is certainly not bashful with stealing bases. They're looking to be very aggressive. It'll probably remain that way the whole game.
2-0 to Lugo. Back-to-back hits by the Quinones twins have them on second and third with no out. On the ground, here comes Quinones home, and she slides in safely. It's 6-0. So the fielder's choice by Lugo scores Victoria Quinones. Christine moves on to third.
Solid swing.
A late jump by Victoria Quinones, but she more than beats the throw.
Really nice
It's a little
slide
offline
by Victoria Quinones, and the throw is a little high and gave her that ability to get right onto the plate.
Goes as a single for Lauren Lugo. The official score rules that she would have been safe because that ball deep in the hole. Really, the only place that Russo could have gone was probably to home.
It's true, the ball was more over that side of the field anyway, and it would have been an easier throw, I think, to go home, but it was a little bit high, and that's why she couldn't make the tag out at the plate.
So Olivia Farrell now at the plate, and she lifts this one to right field. Coming on and making the catch is Vargas, and doubling up Lugo, but sliding in safely is Quinones. So a double play in that one at no RBI. That's as strange a play as you're going to see, but it works as Spellman pushes across another run, and it's now 7-0.
You certainly don't see this too often. A pop-up to right field. Nice catch. Doubles up, and then a player scores. It was a pretty interesting play, Rich.
The double play goes 9-3 as Lugo just kept going. A little too aggressive. And here's Janica Vasquez, and she lifts this one, and it just bounces foul.
Sometimes when a team gets really aggressive right from the start, it's hard to back down at all. And it's better to make errors of commission than errors of omission, though, is what my past coaches have always said. To go hard and get out that way.
Vasquez looks at ball 1 and 2. Base is empty. The Quinones twins come across at 7-0 Spellman here in the bottom of the third. And that one high and right to the backstop, right in front of us. Nice job getting out of the way, Julianne.
But that was close.
We have a net in front of us, but you just never know, so you always got to be ready. I ducked, of course, behind you. That one outside, 3-2. Might get a look at our vantage point behind the plate. There's Julianne, the nice white glasses.
Yeah.
Somehow I'm being blocked there.
Trying to be a movie star over here with my white shades.
That's one way to stand out. Luis Hernandez, gonna tell him to move. Taking my airtime. And that one fouled back out of play. That's gonna be trouble for a car behind us.
Yeah, where'd you park, Rich? I hope it wasn't too close.
I hitched.
Smart, very smart. You've been doing this a long time.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 runs on 2 hits, none left on, but the Pilots add to their lead and now on top by a score of 7-0.
pitch. That is very good accomplishment.
Yesterday was the first, as I mentioned, that one way outside.
2 balls, no strike.
2-0. But does not look phased, to say the least, by the promotion. And at a different level here. Just missing low, 3-0 for Villegas.
And Coach Dan Crane says that she did a fine job against Regina the other day, but they just hurt in other spots.
And she walks on 4 pitches to start the 4th. 4th walk issued by Guerra, and that'll bring Spanky Russo to the plate. Russo taking her time, and a leadoff walk to start the 4th. Haven't been too many threats, only 1 runner in scoring position through the first 3, and that was Jen Martz back in the 1st with 2 outs. Alessandro Spanky Russo shows bunt, puts it down, but foul ball. 0-1.
One thing Coach Robaluzzi says about Spanky Russo is that she has a tendency to get down on herself at the plate. So it's important that she doesn't do that in this game because they're going to need her to get some hits today.
And that one, a little backspin on that one. It's a tough play for the second baseman. And Russo beats it out as it landed right in front of Dalmau. She needs to perhaps be a little more aggressive charging that, but took a big hop with a lot of spin. And it goes for an infield single for Spanky Russo.
Russo got a little piece of the ball, and she ran so hard that she got safe at first base. That was not because of her hit, it was because of her speed that she got safe there.
Speaking of speed, Alexis Betancourt steps in with 2 runners on. Betancourt flied to short first time up, and that one outside, 1-1.
And I think Russo is going to look to steal a base here because they're down and they need to be aggressive. So whatever they can do, they're going to do at this point.
There's a runner in front of her, and that one lifted in the air over Dalmau's head into center field. McCaffrey comes up with it. The runner, Villegas, holds at third, so it's bases loaded. So after an infield single, Betancourt comes up with one to center, and now it's bases loaded here in the 4th inning. So after not allowing a hit through the first 3, an infield single, and that one sharply hit by Betancourt. And that'll bring Vargas to the plate.
St. Catherine is in a very good position right here to get back into the game. Bases loaded. Vargas has a chance to bring her players home.
High 1-1. So no out here. Infielders at the corner in. And up the middle at medium depth, hoping for a double play. And you wonder if the entire infield would come in and just go to the plate, go the short way, and with a 7-0 lead, just playing a little more conservatively.
It certainly depends on where the ball is hit, obviously, but they look like they're going to be going for the plate.
And that one fouled back, 2-2.
Because of how close they are, as you just mentioned.
Two and 2 to Jasmine Vargas. Bases loaded. And she goes down swinging for the first down of the inning. Big pitch for Joanne Guerra, her 5th strikeout of the game. And that'll bring Sierra Silva to the plate.
Joanne Guerra is very good at getting herself out of tough situations. A very clutch pitcher. When it's a full count, it can be an emotional thing for a pitcher. It's all in the mind.
Well, she's been able to calm those emotions and get through it to record the first out, but base is still loaded. And now 1-1 on Silver.
Guerra's going to have to focus on getting it over the plate and throwing strikes right now because she doesn't want to give up runs with the bases loaded.
And a 7-0 lead as well. Take your chances and trust your fielders.
She does have that padding, that's for sure. That is always helpful to have a lead like that.
1 out. And fouled off. So it'll be 2-2. Villegas on third, Rosso on second, and Betancourt at first. St. Catherine's trying to get on the board. They've been shut out so far through the first 3 and third. And second strikeout of the inning as Silva goes down swinging. And that'll bring Caitlin Toro to the plate. Toro walked her first time up as we get another look.
Guerra threw a solid pitch to get another strikeout.
Tough pitch. It starts in the zone and it just keeps rising. Ball 1 to Caitlin Toro. So after loading the bases, Guerra's come back with back-to-back strikeouts and trying to get out of this jam.
I am very impressed with how Guerra has gotten herself out of that hole. There were no outs to 2 strikeouts, which is very impressive, especially with a girl that does not have a lot, any varsity experience.
And the hopes on the shoulders of Caitlin Toro was a 3-0 count. I venture to guess that there is no way she is swinging at this pitch.
This is definitely a huge spot for St. Catherine's. 3 balls, no strikes. Gonna bring a runner in right here.
And she walks in a run. So Caitlin Toro, good eye at the plate. The runners move up. And Toro takes first. Villegas scores, and it's 7-1 with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Guerra's teammates are really backing her up here, trying to give her a pep talk.
Trying to calm her down after she issued the 5th walk of this game. If there's been a blemish on her line today, that's it. Dan Crane has talked about just throwing strikes and the importance of it. And it started out well, but a walk followed by 2 singles and another walk has brought in a run. So Michelle Diller coming up for the 3rd time today. Struck out in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. And that one on the ground, the short. Muffaletto up. She'll go the short way to second. And the runner is safe. Muffaletto off. The runner comes home. And beating the throw is Betancourt. Now they got the runner hung up. But going back to second is Toro. So 2 runs come in on the play. And it's now 7-3. A big error by Cardinal Spellman.
It's amazing how errors can really give up runs, and in this play she just bobbled the ball a little bit and caused 2 runs to score, Rich. It extends the inning that much longer.
Oh, and little miscommunication as Muffaletto went to cover 3rd. Here comes the runner. The throw is high. Throw over to 3rd and in safely. And the rally stays alive. St. Catherine has pushed across 4 here with 2 outs in the 4th. And now Dan Crane heading to the mound, trying to calm his team down just a bit.
St. Catherine's definitely has a rhythm right here. There's a solid swing on the ground. Some miscommunication between the 2 players, and a runner scores.
I'm not really sure where Muffaletto was going on that because the ball was hit right at her.
It wasn't. It almost looked like she was just miscommunicating, thinking her teammate was going to get it, but it was at her. So
it's hard to figure that one out, but nonetheless, still 2 outs. A runner at 3rd for Bianca Richards. Runner at second. Check that 2nd and 3rd with 2 out.
And Guerra has to feel very frazzled at the moment. Pitchers have a lot on their shoulders.
Trying to get that final out of this 4th inning. It was going along so smoothly. Guerra's given up only 1 earned run, but 4 runs have come across the plate here in this 4th inning.
St. Catherine has batted around already this inning, so they're already starting off again with the first hitter.
Vegas led off of the walk, so
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Richards, the 9th batter of this inning for St. Catherine. And this one lifted in the air. Coming on is Dalmo, makes the catch for the final out of the inning, but not before 4 runs come across on a couple of Cardinal Spellman errors, and the Pilots coming to bat after surrendering 4 runs in that top of the 4th, and their lead trimmed to just 3.
Hey, that's me. Did you know you can learn all about Optimum's great products and services just by watching me? Just go to Explore Optimum on IOTV's main menu or visit optimum.net. Learn how to program your IO remote, use the latest security tools from Optimum Online, or discover Optimum Wi-Fi, and even get the most out of your calling features from Optimum Voice. So come learn all there is to know and explore Optimum. I'll see you there.
Your school, your stories, your place to find it all at MSGVarsity.com. The high school experience is as close as the click of a mouse. With our high school pages, your school has a unique home where you can check up on sports, activities, and special events. It's a fast and easy way to connect you to what's happening in your school. With MSG Varsity's high school pages, you are the ultimate insider. Only at MSGVarsity.com.
Welcome back. St. Catherine's finally finding the scoreboard in the top of the 4th, but the Comets still down 3 as Cardinal Spellman comes to bat here in the bottom half of the 4th. But the last out of that inning, caught by Soraya Dalmau. Nice catch over the shoulder to end that 2-out rally. All those runs coming with 2 outs. Only one of those 4 runs was earned.
St. Catherine really wanted to get into this game, and they did that in the last inning, and they're on a roll right now. And we'll see how Cardinal Spellman handles this. Are they going to come back annoyed and get more runs, or are they going to stay in a rut?
Lauren McCaffrey will lead off the bottom half of the 4th. McCaffrey walked her first time up and scored. She shows bunt with the infielders in at the corners. And Spanky Russo moves over to 3rd. With the new shortstop. And fouled back behind us, out of play.
McCaffrey is also one of those players that Dan Crane talks about as getting down on herself at times. At this level, it's hard to stay confident, but it's so important as a player to stay confident no matter what's going on in the game.
2-2 to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey, a player that Dan Crane has a lot of high hopes for and adores. Says her star is fading fast. And she lifts this one just over the pitcher. One hopper to the second baseman. Michelle Diller can't handle it. And McCaffrey is on with a base hit. She was flying up the line. So Stephanie Amaya comes up for the second time after singling her first time up. And the runner goes, the throw, and McCaffrey in easily. 6th stolen base for Cardinal Spellman today.
And as I mentioned earlier, Rich, once you start stealing bases, you pretty much continue to do so, and they're going to stay aggressive.
So an RBI opportunity right here for Stephanie Amaya. Jammed and right back to Villegas, who goes the short way, 1-3 for the first out. McCaffrey moves over to 3rd. So the pitcher, Joanne Garrett, will come to the plate. Walked, scored a run, and drove in a run with a sacrifice fly her last time up back in the 2nd.
Stephanie Amaya might have gotten out, but she did a good job moving a runner up to 3rd.
Sacrifice fly scores another one. Or even a ground ball. 1-0 to Guerra. And this one inside out, and it gets past Diller, and scoring easily is McCaffrey. And stopping at first is Guerra with her second RBI of the day. That one fooled Diller. A lot of English on that ball.
It was a solid hit. Strong rip.
And that'll bring up Monica Muffaletto. And runner goes. And in safely with the 7th stolen base of the day is Joanne Guerra.
Count is 1 ball, no strike.
Pitch was taken for a ball by Muffaletto.
Spellman is putting a lot of pressure on St. Catharines by stealing the bases.
Ball gets away, and moving up is Guerra. So with 1 out, another chance for Cardinal Spellman to move across another run and rebuild that lead, which was 7-0 entering the 4th. With St. Catharines scoring 4 times in that top half of the 4th inning. And this one put in the air, but it's going to be shallow, and the shortstop is there for the 2nd out of the inning.
Villegas needs to surely make sure she gets it over the plate, because whenever the ball gets away from the catcher, it's an opportunity for Spellman to steal bases. And we know Spellman right now is putting, like I mentioned before, they're putting so much pressure on St. Catharines.
It's up to Victoria Quinones, and she grounds that one out foul. Quinones reached on an error by the first baseman in the 1st. Make that check that grounded to short in the 1st, and singled her last time up and scored.
Quinones is a powerful hitter, according to Coach Dan Crane.
And that one fouled back. It goes to 1-2. Her twin sister Christine on deck. And Joanne Guerra on 3rd. 1 run in, 2 outs, 1-2 to Victoria Quinones. And she lifts this one in the air. Giving chase is the center fielder, and Betancourt makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But a run comes home on 2 hits. 1 left on. We played 4. Cardinal Spellman leads it 8-4.
You better be careful when you make some lofty claims that you can hit a 55-foot shot like Newburgh Free Academy's Will Belt. Mike Quick claims he can make a 55-footer in 5 tries. Here's the big lefty. Oh, there's one off the eye. Look out. Here's the second. Got a chance. Oh, oh no.
Tara Petrolina gives you all access to all things high school in the Next High School Journal, our weekly news magazine. Catch the Next High School Journal Tuesday at 6 p.m. only on MSG Varsity. Right here, Spellman in front by a score of 8-4. The Pilots got off to a great start with 2 in the 1st and 3 more in the 2nd. And then 2 in the 3rd before giving up 4 in the 4th. They came back with 1 in the bottom half of that inning. And taking an 8-4 lead into the 5th. Joanne Guerra had a rough time in that 4th inning. Only 1 of those runs was earned, but she has walked 5. That's been our undoing today, or else this one would not be close right now. And here's Diamond Villegas to start the 5th. And strike 1 on the corner.
You mentioned walking 5, and walking 5 caused 4 runs. If you think about walks versus runs.
And this one lofted to center. McCaffrey going over, and one hops the wall. The wall is down in right center. It was blown across. Villegas keeps going. It should be a ground rule double, and she's being returned to second by home plate umpire Luis Hernandez.
Villegas had a strong swing and just hammers it out there past the
fence. Hops over the fence, actually. And a nice ground rule double. Makes it to second base. It's a great way to start the inning out.
So this will bring Spanky Russo to the plate with a runner in scoring position. And that one outside, ball one. Russo with an infield single and a run scored. First extra base hit of the day for St. Catherine after the double to lead things off here in the 5th by Diamond Villegas. And Russo looks at a strike, 2-1.
Villegas' hit was the first extra base hit for either team today, which is an interesting fact.
Big swing and a miss by Russo, 2-2.
No, it's based on the 7 regulation 7.
Full count on Alessandro Spanky Russo.
Coach Robaluzzi says Russo never frowns. What a nice attribute to have.
Girls look up to her and she works out a walk. So first and second here, and this is where Guerra got into trouble before. And Alexis Betancourt, who singled her last time up and scored a run, comes up with 2 on and none out. So the day didn't start well for St. Catherine's, but give them a lot of credit for hanging in there and coming back. As they get a little cloud cover momentarily here. Betancourt looks at a strike to start things off. And this one, she goes the other way. It's going to drop in for a base hit, and it gets away from the right fielder Vasquez. Throw onto the plate, and in time is Villegas. And now they have Betancourt hung up, but they're just going to let her advance to second base. So second and third, and no out with a run in here in the 5th for St. Catherine.
Betancourt with a pop-up to right field. Brings in a runner. It stays in the field. It was close to going foul, but she brought a runner in nice and easy.
It goes a single and an RBI. Vasquez, not much she could do about it. That's a tough play for a right fielder when the ball just has some English on it and bounces away from you.
It's completely like a motion to the ball, just turning.
So here's Jasmine Vargas, who came in as a substitution in the 3rd inning. 2 on, no out here in the 5th. Nice block at the plate by Victoria Quinones.
Vargas represents the tying run for St. Catherine. So this is a big hit for Vargas. A big at bat, I'm sorry.
Started 7-0. And this one in the air. And Dalmau makes the catch. And time is called. The runners holding for the first out. And runners at second and third. 1 in for St. Catherine's here in the 5th after they had a 4-run 4th to get back into it. And Sierra Silva comes to the plate again. She singled and walked. I'm sorry, 0 for 2 today. 2 strikeouts.
The same goes for Silva. She represents the tying run at the plate. So she has a good opportunity to tie the score.
Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Guerra bearing down after allowing single and a walk to start the double and a walk to start this off. And this one in the air to right center, and it bounces in front of McCaffrey. Another run comes in, and it's 8-6. Single and an RBI for Sierra Silva. Good at bat by Silva with 2 strikes, fighting it off and knocking in a run.
Silva had a strong swing to the outfield and a nice RBI.
And after going the distance yesterday, you have to wonder if in fact Joanne Guerra is running out of gas. Runner goes, and the throw down to second, and Silva is safe, just sliding in to beat the throw from Quinones, which was a strong one.
I would question Joanne Guerra's arm strength right now as well, Rich. She's a nice throw. Too quick in the slide on that.
Well, it needed to be on the other side of the bag, but it was a strong throw, and it's still a very close play. But now 2 runners in scoring position for Caitlin Toro, who's walked twice today. Dan Crane brings his outfielders in, with a lot of them watching balls drop in front of them.
With only 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position, Caitlin Toro has an opportunity right here to really go after it and get a solid hit.
It's been a brand new game over these last 2 innings. It was a 7-0 lead by Spellman. St. Catherine's with 4 in the 4th and 2 more here in the 5th. It's only 1 out and 2 runners on. Nice little changeup for the second out of the inning as Caitlin Toro goes down on strikes.
Guerra hasn't used that changeup very often in this game. Maybe she felt she didn't need it because it started out so strong with 7-0, but that was a smooth changeup.
So she's over the 100 count now on her pitch count as Michelle Diller looks at strike 1. Diller struck out and walked.
The tying runs are in scoring position right now.
And she puts that one in the air to right, but right there is Vasquez, who makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. But 2 more runs come across for St. Catherine's, and the lead down to 2 for Cardinal Spellman as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Welcome back. It's been a wild day here at Cardinal Spellman. The Pilots in front 8-6. They come to bat in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and changes for St. Catherine. Bianca Richards comes back into play 3rd base. Lexus Betancourt moves back into center field from short. And Danielle Russo, Spanky Russo, Sandra Russo moves back from 3rd to short as the crowd grows on what is a beautiful day, as I mentioned. So why not catch a few rays and a nice little lawn chair beyond the fence. You just got to make sure the fence stays up out there.
That's right.
Part of the fence in right center has blown over as Christine Quinones leads off the bottom of the 5th and lifts the first pitch, and Richards there and just does hold on for the 1st out. So 1 out, and that brings Lauren Lugo to the plate.
This game has really flopped rhythms, Rich. Cardinal Spellman started out the game on fire, and St. Catherine has taken the motion now.
Diamond Villegas seems to have gotten stronger as the game's gone on. And again, over 100 pitches now. Perhaps Joanne Guerra, throwing back-to-back days, is running out of gas. Lugo shows bunt and takes ball 2.
Pitching back-to-back days is definitely not easy on the arm.
Villegas approaching 90, right there, number 90. 2-0 on Lauren Lugo. Grounded to second her first time up and reached no fielder's choice the last time up. And she works out a 1-out walk. So 1 on, 1 out for Olivia O'Farrell, the first baseman. O'Farrell struck out in the 2nd. And flied into a double play her last time up, which went 9-3, but a run came home on that one. No RBI for O'Farrell.
Coach Crane says O'Farrell is really coming of her own, and she's incredibly athletic.
Shows bunt, runner goes, throw off the line, and in safely at second is Lugo.
Very aggressive base running here for Lugo. Made it just in time. The throw was on the correct side of the base, but she was just a little far over not to be able to tag her.
Well, it looked like Russo got the tag down. We only have one umpire here, but the throw was so off that where she probably was tagged, you could argue that she made it in at that point. And Lugo this time with a play in front of her takes off and gets thrown out at third base. Score that 6-5 as O'Farrell goes to first on the fielder's choice.
St. Catherine's a little annoyed about the last play. Now they're getting Lugo out at third. Made the easy tag.
Second out of the inning. And Janica Vasquez comes up. Runner goes again. And the throw goes into center field. O'Farrell and Russo collide. And Russo slow getting up.
Again, it was good backup by the center fielder.
Okay, Crane arguing that O'Farrell should be at third because the ball goes into center field. And she's blocked by Russo.
Let's go. Janica, what number are you? What?
You can imagine how difficult it is, though, Rich, with only one umpire, because out in the field, it's hard for him to see from behind home plate.
We have a pinch hitter. Not sure who it is. Unfortunately, not on the roster. And it's Joe Maria Aquino, who normally wears 25, but is today wearing 18.
Joe Maria Aquino has a really big bat. According to Coach Dan Crane, she's very hard on herself again. There's a lot of players on both of these teams that are hard on themselves. I guess that's the athlete in each of them.
Aquino takes a strike, 2-1.
Aquino is looking to bunt this time.
Olivia O'Farrell on second and grounded to short. Russo's up with it over to first, and the side is retired. So 5 in the books. Spellman in front, 8-6. St. Catherine's trying to continue its rally from a 7-0 deficit. They'll come up next in the 6th. Start the 6th after Cardinal Spellman held off the board for the first time today, and Jen Martz grounds one to short on the first pitch, and Muffaletto throws her out for the first out. Goes 6-3, and that'll bring up Bianca Richards, who walked and struck out. There's a look at Tiffany Rondon, the star pitcher for Cardinal Spellman, out today, as I mentioned earlier, as a hairline fracture of her leg, suffered in a collision last week at third base.
.46 RBIs combined that are out today for Cardinal Spellman, Rich.
Malaya Lambert out today after suffering an asthmatic attack the other day, and Kristen Carew ill as well. And a bunt attempt by Richards goes foul.
In spite of all those injuries, Spellman has managed to put 8 runs on the board, which is impressive.
Wrapper on the field, so Victoria Quinones picks it up, sticks it in her back pocket, very nicely done.
One way to get it out of the way.
And that was tipped into the mitt of Quinones, so strike 3. And Richards is out for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Diamond Villegas. 1 for 2 on the day. Double her last time up. Into the down part of the fence in right center. She gave that ball a ride. And it's been a strong inning for Joanne Guerra, who's bounced back here after giving up 4 in the 4th and 2 more in the 5th.
When you think about missing your #1 pitcher in Tiffany Rondon, she's out for the rest of the season. There's a lot of pressure on Guerra.
Big swing and a miss by Villegas. And this one lifted in the air. O'Farrell over in foul territory, but can't snag it. She was looking for that camera well. Our MSG Varsity cameras right at right beyond first base, but sort of like the warning track here. There's no real way to determine where you are if you're looking up at it. Got a little skittish over there.
She was afraid she was going to hit the white fences in front of the cameras over there.
So 2-2 on Diamond Villegas with 2 out here in the 6th. And swing and a miss, but the ball gets away from Quinones, down to O'Farrell, and that'll do it for the top half of the 6th. After 4 in the 4th and 2 more in the 5th, St. Catherine's comes up with nothing here in the 6th, and Cardinal Spellman up 8-6. Welcome back to Cardinal Spellman. The Pilots in front by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. They started off with a 7-0 lead before the Comets of St. Catherine's have rallied to cut it to 2. It's more than a spectator sport on the Challenge. Check out the excitement and play along as high school know-it-alls compete in a fast-paced half hour of Q&A. Check out the premiere episodes of the Challenge weeknights at 6:30 only on MSG Varsity. But a spirited comeback by this St. Catherine's team has made it a game here in the 6th. Villegas approaching 100 pitches, but you got to admire the way they've hung in there.
Villegas is approaching a lot of throws for that arm of hers, but she has a lot of energy, one of the most energetic players on the team, and she's gotten stronger as the game has gone.
She's kept it all together. As we start the bottom of the 6th, Laura McCaffrey leading off for the Pilots. McCaffrey walked and singled, and she bunts here, picked up in foul ground by Bianca Richards. That was going to be a tough play. So she got a break there by picking it up foul. Because McCaffrey, had she made a play on it, would have surely have beaten that. And big swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
McCaffrey's speed gets her on base, for sure.
Nearly did that time. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2 and 2. And way outside, high, 3 and 2. Payoff pitch and lifted in the air. Martz has a beat on it and makes the catch for the first down. So McCaffrey gave it a good ride, but just got under it by a bit. That'll bring Stephanie Amaya, the designated hitter, to the plate. 1 for 2. On a stolen base and a run scored. Low ball 1.
Coach Dan Crane said that Stephanie Amaya showed up with the glove that you give on glove day at Yankee Stadium. She was catching with it and it broke, so he had to give her a new glove, a real glove.
Not surprisingly.
A true Yankee fan.
It's now 2-0, and a pitch in her eyes. Amaya swings at it, misses. 2-1. And 2-2 just did catch the outside corner. And ball 3. Full count now on the designated hitter Amaya. We talked about Guerra possibly running out of gas. No, Villegas is over 100 pitches here. And swing and a miss, strike 3. Amaya goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
Villegas whipped the ball in for third for a strike. She really had her fishing for that ball.
So that'll bring the pitcher Joanne Guerra to the plate.
Over 100 pitches is a lot of pitches for an arm to take. Got pitcher against pitcher here.
Guerra trying to pad her lead before going out to start the 7th. She's had a big day. Scored back in the 1st. And right back off the glove of Villegas. Nice play by Diller on the 1st for the 3rd out. It goes 1-4-3, and that'll end the 6th as Guerra grounds out and now tries to finish off St. Catherine's. Good reflexes, good away.
What's happening in your school with MSG Varsity's high school pages. You are the ultimate insider. Only at MSGVarsity.com.
At 10 on the deck.
We've got highlights from the weekend.
Long Island takes on Connecticut in lacrosse when Chaminade takes on Fairfield Prep.
The Bergen County Girls Lacrosse Tournament has crowned the new champion. We'll tell you all about it.
We'll check out the big winners at the 43rd Louts Games in White Plains.
And meet a baseball coach from the Bronx who's closing in on a major milestone.
It means that the boys have been producing on the field and they've been playing well, and it shows that it speaks a lot to the program.
We'll see you tonight at 10.
Welcome back to Cardinal Spellman. The Pilots victorious 8-6. Handshakes all around. A good show of sportsmanship. And then, as is the custom, running laps. Whether it's a victory lap or punishment for giving up 6 runs, not sure. But either way, the Pilots walk off with the victory today over St. Catherine's by a score of 8-6. Rich Ackerman along with Julianne Vianney and the victorious Pilots, and some of the stars of today's game. One is our pitcher, Joanne Guerra. Congratulations on your first varsity win.
Thank you.
Going back-to-back days, how did it feel today after going yesterday?
It was good. I had great defense behind me, and they backed me up.
You started out strong, and then came the 4-run 4th inning. What did Coach say to you after that to settle you down?
He said just relax, take your time.
Did you feel coming down the stretch that it seemed like in the 4th and 5th you struggled, but you came back nicely in the 6th and the 7th? What happened? Did you get a second win?
Yeah, I was getting pretty tired, but then my teammates tried to pick me up, and they said, you got it.
And I think you helped your own cause, too, today with the strikeouts. Several of them on the day, especially a couple of big spots.
Yeah, those help.
Absolutely. Kind of keeps everything stable for you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your first varsity win. Joanne Garrett doing a terrific job, is filling in for the injured Tiffany Arondon, who suffered a hairline fracture of her leg and going for an MRI tomorrow. We wish her the very best, but people stepping up all around, including not only Joanne Garrett, but also the captain, Monica Muffaletto, who helping stabilize things here, Julianne.
Monica, you definitely helped stabilize things for this team. How important is it for you to be a leader as the senior of this team?
Well, it's very important, even though I'm the senior and captain, I try to make everybody, stay up and do their hardest, but it's a team effort.
Absolutely. Now, what are practices going to be like from this point on? You guys really want to make it to the championships. Are they intense? What goes on in your brains throughout practice?
Well, every practice is intense, and we definitely have to work extra hard just to win each game's.
Now you're going to Sacred Heart next year.
Yeah.
It must be on your shoulders as a senior to really want to finish out strong.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very excited about college and definitely possibly playing softball next year.
Well, great job and congratulations, lady.
An 8-6 victory for the Pilots today as they got off to a really fast start, and it looked like this was going to be a mercy as they scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings and had a big lead, but St. Catherine's came back. But again, the quick start aided by some aggressive base running really paid dividends.
It did, and they kept it up and were able to pull out the victory, and that's always what matters.
Look inside the final numbers of this one as Cardinal Spellman wins it by a score of 8-6, led by Joanne Guerra on the mound, going the distance, striking out 9. 7 walks, almost hurt her a bit, but able to get those 9 strikeouts, which came up huge in several spots in the late innings, and a phenomenal performance by Joanne, filling in relief of the injured Tiffany Rondon, and also the Quinones sisters each had a hit, an RBI, and a run, aiding in the victory.
It was a great victory, ladies, and congratulations. I'm sure you have something to celebrate this week. Keep it up.
A balanced performance throughout the lineup spells a victory for Cardinal Spellman, which wins it by a score of 8-6 over St. Catherine. We would like to give special thanks to Dan Crane and Ro Beluzzi, the coaches of Cardinal Spellman and St. Catherine's respectively, as well as Athletic Director Jane Morris of Cardinal Spellman. Once again, Cardinal Spellman defeats St. Catherine 8-6. For Julianne Vianney and everyone at MSG Varsity, I'm Rich Ackerman. And thanks for watching MSG Varsity, the only channel that gives you high school sports and more 24/7.